Mykelti was on Patreon, you all, today, and she really brought up a good lesson. And, since we are the mother-daughter duo, we kind of wanted to talk about some parenting skills and, having children and just relationships with that. Because we want to kind of start a new series about mother-daughters. Because we don't see enough positive mother-daughter content on this YouTube. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to have a discussion about it. Mykelti said that one time she was very drunk. She had gone to a party and she was supposed to sleep over. She said she got so drunk and she said that she felt like she wasn't safe there anymore. So she called her parents up and asked them to bring her home. They were on a date, so she actually brought Cody with her. So she said she was drunk in the back seat and she's thinking, they don't know about me being drunk, whatever. This is awesome, whatever the case, right? And then she goes home. And nobody grounds her or anything, so obviously she thought that she got away with it. But she said recently, I think like a month or two ago, Christy said that she actually knew that they both knew exactly what was going on. That she knew that that she was drunk as hell in the back seat.
Wow.
And she said, the thing is, the reason why they didn't punish or ground me is because they felt so honored and happy that I had called them during a really, it could have been a really dangerous situation. Like, it could have been her drinking and driving or whatever the case may be, But luckily, she called them, and they were there for her or whatever. So
right.
she said that even on the next time that she actually got drunk, she actually called her mom again.
And this time she still felt that they were
didn't
clueless.
know. Yeah. So she said, parents aren't dumb. Like, they are aware and stuff. Right. And she said, because she didn't ground me, I did feel like I could rely on her and I could depend on her when I was in a dark time. So, which kind of begged the question, two questions. One, do strict parents lead to sneaky kids? And then the second one will be, is it best to omit punishment in situations like this when your child has gone down a wrong path?
Right.
Is it best to just discipline them or to look the other way so they can call you when they're in a sticky situation?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, so, well, you're not looking the other way, but I think for that night, when the child is inebriated, yes, you should just go ahead. There's no point in talking to the child. The child just wants to sleep.
But the next day, when they're sober and they've had their whatever.
Well, I think you just wait. It doesn't have to necessarily be the next day. You can wait for a moment, and the moment will come up fairly soon. But let it come up fairly soon when you guys can talk about it. Because you want to kind of know, or you want to watch it. Maybe you want to watch them for a moment and just see how they are and how often it is that these episodes are happening. Listen, I am not against snooping around a little bit. I'm not. I will never say that I have or I have not.
You're basically ratting yourself out.
But I'm not against it, especially if you see it happening very often, right? But if it happened today and the child seems to be okay, and then you don't see an episode until, I don't know, another 3, 4, 5 months or whatever, then you're like, oh, okay, maybe that was a one-timer. But, I think that you still should have a conversation, though. Just to ask the child about, what do you think about, maybe you only say alcohol, if it was alcohol that had happened. Maybe you say, what do you think about, someone using the pink, what was the thing that they were talking about, Young Miami, about?
Pink cocaine?
Pink cocaine. What do you think about the pink cocaine? Such and such is going on with Young Miami. What do you think about that? Have you seen that with your friends?
Are you using that with your friends?
And if they give it to you, what will you? And if you find yourself that you have been given this, what will you do and stuff like that? What do you think about it? Just
Try to have dialogue.
Have that dialogue. If you have gone through something like that, right? For me as a parent, I will talk to my children about it. You know, if they don't seem very forthcoming with information, I will tell about my own business.
Yeah,
and
you know,
in a way for them to, oh, mom, you went through that? Oh, wow, I didn't know you were almost an alcoholic. Oh, wow, okay.
You know, you make a good point, because my thing is, you know, with our relationship, I didn't even realize that, like, you
struggled.
No, not struggled, but, like, I didn't even know that, like you were young before. Like, you were 14, 15, 16. Like you had a life before you were a mom. Like, I always just saw mom, like, you're the superhero. Like, you're just, like, this... Like, you just can't... Like, you can't be touched.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just this awesome person. So, it wasn't until, like, I think maybe 16... that, like... you were humanized to me. I was like, oh my God, mom's gone through pain. Mom's gone through this. Mom's gone through that. Like, wow, I can actually relate to her.
Mom has made missteps.
Mom's made mistakes. Mom's not like this perfect person who has it all figured out. Because I always thought you had it all figured out. I was like, oh, mom just knows everything, and she can always tell me when somebody's wrong. Like, so I feel like it's important to... Yes, you have that parent-child relationship, but I feel like if you don't have open communication and you're not willing to, like, to an extent, be a friend to your child in a way, like, you kind of close off that wall. And then who do they have to turn to?
And I think some parents are like, I don't want to be a friend. I want to be a parent.
You can be both.
For me,
that will always be the case, because you gave birth to me.
Yeah, I think that at that age, I wouldn't say that I was your friend per se. Like, now I think we have like a friendship also.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say
I wouldn't say you start off being friends with them young, but I feel like you should have open communication with them from a young age.
So you talking to a child about what you went through, kind of, so that they can see the lesson. It's no different than when you're telling a story and giving a lesson,
or being a mentor.
Except that it's your life. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make you, oh, this is just my friend, we're gonna be hanging out. And it's all part of parenting.
I think people misunderstand when we say that be friends with your child.
They're thinking we're both gonna go drinking.
We're gonna go drinking. We're gonna go. We going to the club. Like, it's not like that.
That's not what it is.
It's really just being able to communicate and, like, be able to talk to your parent in a non-judgmental space and still receive unconditional love and still receive guidance and wisdom in a loving, caring way. That's what we mean by be friends with your child. Like, you should be able to still do that, because when you do that, you have your child that will come to you. But also with that comes you, like, being humble and having self-awareness. Like, if you're used to being this raw parent, you have to try to look inward, because at the end of the day, you want your child to come to you when their backs are against the wall. Really, you want them to come to you before that even happens, so there's not, like, lifelong detrimental decisions.
And you said something that's very important, and that's being humble. Because I think that sometimes parents, we forget that we also were young before.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We actually made our mistakes before. So it's not like, you're like, oh, yes, I used to walk out there with my barefoot for 10 miles and go to school, and there was no food, and I didn't eat until once a week or some crazy. Like, we were all young, even if it's in different times and eras. We're all young. We all have made missteps, because nobody's perfect. So, meaning, like you said, being humble is very, very important. Your second question, there was another question.
Do strict parents lead to sneaky kids?
I don't think so. I don't think that you can be permissive and you can be strict. I think kids are going to be sneaky. It's kind of like that little child, they got the sugar in their mouth, and you ask them, were you in the sugar jar or in the cookie jar? No, mommy. And they're only 2. That's a 2-year-old. I don't know who taught the 2-year-old how to be sneaky already.
Well, I feel like kids are like cats. They're like cats. Like, they're very curious. But the whole thing about strict parents, I feel like...
Now, if a child can't talk to you at all, and they can't and they're going to find judgment with you each time, you're going to have a very rebellious child.
Yeah.
Like, children are going to rebel anyway. Your thing as a parent is you never want them over rebelling over the mark. You never want them running like gung-ho over that cliff.
Yeah.
Because you stay like holding them back, and you stay on them, and you stay making them feel like crap, that they rather run away from you, even if that means that they have to jump over this cliff to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that's where it goes too far. So I feel like the strict parenting also comes from this need of control. And at the end of the day, we have to remember that kids aren't actually ours. No. They have been given to us from God, and we are only meant to be their guardians. They actually belong to Allah, or they belong to God, or whoever you believe in. That's who they belong to. Yeah. And at the end of the day, God does not come down here and beat us and tell us, "Oh, you shouldn't curse, you shouldn't this, you shouldn't that. You have to pray to me." He gives us freedom of choice. Whether like we might sink sometimes, we might drown. Damn it, we might burn. But He's still going to be there for us when the stuff hits the fan and when we come to Him. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of like what a parent should be about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their different parenting skills. Yeah. But, you know, it's important to remember that you can't control your child. And if you do that, you're going to be very, very, very disappointed.
And sometimes you know I think as a parent, you have to think, okay, sometimes it's not just about control, sometimes it's about fear. Mm-hmm. And so you have to figure out, what is it that am I afraid of, right? I think sometimes with me, sometimes it was about fear. So I had to figure out, where do I still need some healing that I am afraid of this or that.
But there comes in that self-awareness we were talking about too.
It has to be a consistent working on yourself.
Facts.
This journey of self, it's a consistent journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, that was just our opinion. But comment down below, what do you think? Do you think strict parents lead to sneaky kids? And do you think sometimes it's better to omit discipline when your child is in a dire situation?
Certainly when the situation is occurring. That's not the time to... Right now it's about safety and... Can this child understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Hello.
At this state.
And also how you're saying that, I think is important. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we hope you guys like this series. We were just like, we're a mother-daughter duo. Why aren't we talking about mother-daughter relationships?
So we should start having maybe mother-daughter Mondays. Mother-daughter Mondays?
Yeah. I mean, I'm hosting this on a Tuesday. So it's cool though. But we'll try to bring up different topics and stuff. But I thought this was a great topic.
And if you guys want us to talk about something next Monday for our mother-daughter,
let us know, y'all. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.